Describe the factors that you use and have used over the years when you're putting together a profile of a suspect and how you would apply it in a case like this based on what we know publicly.
Certainly. In a case like this, we would refer to it as an assessment. And in that assessment, what we would look at, or what I would look at, is what's the motivation? What's the background of the individual, and what would have prompted their behaving in this way? And with mass shootings, not other homicides, not other acts of violence, but in mass shootings, suicide is an underlying motivation. Do all cases end in suicide? No, of course they don't. However, part of the planning that goes into these cases, we know, includes the desire and the hope that there's maximum lethality by many of these shooters. And that means that if they're successful, there's absolutely no turning their life around. And in this case, if he survived, there's no turning it around. He can't go back in time. His life is essentially over. If he's captured, arrested, he will not get probation. It will be life in prison. So the results, if he survives, are devastating to him. And having kind of a hopeful mindset that you could escape into the woods and you can get away and start your life again are inconsistent with someone who was apparently somewhat distraught over losing his girlfriend, was having some other mental health issues, and chose this as an extremely inappropriately and disproportionately violent way to handle stress in his life. So that's why suicide makes more sense to me than someone that has just kind of slapped his hands together and decided to move on with his life with the hope that he can start anew. Those two things are incongruent to me.
Right. And it aligns with the focus of law enforcement right now searching the water. It has happened before that shooters of these types of mass crimes have gone on the run, but it is also rare. It adds another layer of threat and terror to a community that is trying to grieve, but also fearful he's going to show up. What is likely the factor in cases like this that causes someone to resurface?
Well, I would think that some of the reasons that the person would resurface is because being out in the woods and being able to sustain oneself certainly can be very difficult. And I also think that can be compounded by the mental status or the mental state of mind for this person. If this person has a conscience, and I know that may sound silly to say in spite of what this individual has done, but it's likely that he has. There's indication from his past history that this is someone that has felt bad for things that have happened in his life. The reality of what he has done, if he has survived, the reality of what he has done is going to be overwhelming for him. And all of those things can combine together: the lack of supplies, the ongoing mental health issues, and the damage that he's caused. All of those three things combined can cause him to resurface and come forward, and maybe in a less dangerous way because of all those things weighing on him. The police are doing what they need to do. They're pursuing parallel tracks of investigation, and they have so many experts up there. They can do that. They can pursue the possibility he's still alive, but they can also pursue the possibility, which is what they're doing at the boat dock, that he actually committed suicide.
You know, Mary Ellen, the dot that I cannot connect, and I mean, at the end of the day, many of us are never going to be able to, is that if somebody is struggling with mental health issues and they do want to take their own life, what causes someone to take the extra step to take out innocent lives in the process? What is snapping in somebody's brain as you look at this investigatively that takes them from this to that?
Excuse me. That's a hugely important question. And we're looking from the outside in because so many of these people have suicided at the end. But we know with part of the motivation for acting out in this way is anger at the world, not just anger at a girlfriend or anger at a parent, but anger at the world because they feel their life's problems are caused by others. And so that other motivated emotion or anger can really be the catalyst to blame other people for your problems.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.